Hey everyone, it's Tanya here and I am back. It's been a while since I've uploaded and I'm very excited to reconnect with you all. For those who are new to my channel, welcome. I am a credit repair and personal budget coach. I used to focus solely on credit repair and factual disputing, helping you to navigate the ins and outs of fixing your credit reports. But during this time that I've taken off, I've actually been deep diving into some more advanced, like attorney style strategies that I've learned from attorneys. Not only are they getting clients permanent deletions and permanent waiving of balances to debt so that they owe nothing, I think you're really going to find this information valuable. So I'm going to share it with you. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you know that I've covered everything from disputing errors on your credit report to understanding how credit scores work. My number one goal is to empower you with the knowledge to take control of your credit and your financial future. As I was helping people, though, what I was starting to realize is that these strategies that credit repair professionals are using, they're old and outdated. They're not working. It's not enough to just send letters referencing consumer law to the credit bureaus and the debt collectors. Too often, these accounts are now coming back verified, or if they get removed, they end up re-reporting right back on the credit report months later. And they always pop up at the worst time, like when you're trying to buy a home or trying to buy a car or do something that involves funding or a trade line. Now, what I'm seeing on an almost daily basis are people getting sued over these debts. And these original creditors, these debt buyers, they are suing for like amounts that are below $1,000 because they are hoping you will not show up. 90% of people lose a lawsuit due to not showing up, not answering the lawsuit. And then the original creditor or the debt buyer, whoever's suing, can add on court and attorney costs. So then that $750 lawsuit now becomes a $2,750 lawsuit or more. So back to credit repair and disputing. I see a lot of quick fixes that seem effective, but trust me, they're temporary solutions. And I say that because as long as you still have a debt that's hanging out there, a balance, it's not a permanent deletion, it's a temporary suppression. And it doesn't address the real underlying issue. Now, I also realize that there's a whole other layer to the credit and debt game, something that no one is talking about. Well, almost no one is talking about. Credit repair professionals aren't talking about this because most of them don't know about this. And so, this is what I'm going to start focusing on as we move forward. Now, I'm going to talk to you about this concept, this strategy that I'm bringing to the channel, securitization. And I know you're probably wondering what the heck is securitization? Simply put, it is a process where your debt, like credit card debt, personal loans, mortgage loans, car loans, maybe even medical debt, they're oftentimes bundled together and they're sold off to securitized trusts and or investors. And it's usually done very early on within the first 12 months that you actually opened up the account. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. What this means is that the company that you originally owed money to, they might not even own your debt anymore. So they're no longer the creditor. They are the servicer of your account. And if you've defaulted on that account, they are actually now the debt collector of that account if they're coming after you. And I'm talking about if they are the original creditor coming after you. They are no longer the original creditor. They're actually a debt collector. And there's a whole different set of laws that they need to abide by. But see, they know that you don't know this. So they get away with a lot of stuff that they're not supposed to be doing. So back to your debt being bundled and packaged up and sold. It gets resold oftentimes, multiple times. Let's break this down with a real world example. So imagine you have a credit card debt with Bank A. You stop making payments. However, Bank A had decided to bundle your debt with thousands of others, like within the first several months that you opened up the account. And they actually sold it off and it went to an investment group. Then that group sells it again, maybe to another group of investors. Meanwhile, now you're getting calls and letters from the creditor, only they're no longer the creditor. What if they've sold your debt to a debt collector known as a debt buyer? Well, the debt buyer bought debt from a creditor that no longer owns that debt. So technically, what right do they have to pursue you for debt that they really don't own? And I know this sounds confusing. It's truly a web of deception on behalf of the original creditor. Now, why does this all matter? Well, because the ownership of your debt is such a critical point when it comes to disputing and getting rid of that debt. If the company trying to collect from you cannot prove that they own the debt, you now have a powerful tool to challenge them with. So you see, this goes way beyond these basic dispute letters that most credit repair companies have been relying on. When your debt gets sold, the paperwork, it almost never follows along perfectly. So a lot of times the company that bought your debt, they cannot prove that they actually own it, meaning like they don't have the right documents to back up their claim that they own the debt. It's like buying a car and you have all of the paperwork, but you don't have the title. So then you really can't prove that you own the car. This is where this concept, this strategy really can help you challenge the debt. You can demand that the debt collector or the original creditor, whomever is pursuing you, prove that they have the legal right to collect from you, prove that they legally own the debt. And if they cannot, now you've got leverage, you've got negotiating power to get that debt dismissed and removed from your credit report entirely and permanently. So this isn't just about disputing errors, it's about questioning the very foundation of the debt. Who owns the debt? Let me give you another example. Suppose you're being hounded by a debt collector over a $5,000 credit card debt from years ago. So you send them a letter demanding proof that they own the debt. They probably will respond with statements showing that you owe the money. That's not enough. You need to see the receipts, ownership, chain of title, bill of sales, documents that show how the debt has changed hands from the original creditor to the current collector. And if they cannot provide that, now you've got a strong case to challenge the debt. And trust me, these original creditors and debt collectors don't want you to know about this. They prefer you to keep sending those dispute letters and playing by their rules and playing that game. But once you understand this concept of, who legally owns your debt? Now you start playing a different game, and it's a game where you have the upper hand. So, moving forward, I'm going to be doing more of a deeper dive into this concept and strategy, and I'm going to be bringing other more advanced strategies to help you not just repair your credit, but I want to see you take control of your financial life in a way that lasts. We're talking about permanent solutions, no more of these temporary fixes. Now, I'm still going to cover the essentials. So, if you're just starting out with credit and credit repair, you're still going to find plenty of valuable content here on the channel. But I'm also going to challenge you to think bigger, dig deeper, and take your financial strategy to the next level. And if you're really ready to dive in, I've got a free mini securitization course for you. It's going to help you understand this secret that they don't want you to know. It's going to give you a better understanding of this concept, this strategy. You know, I'm also going to show you the creditors that tend to bundle and sell debt. I have a whole list for you. Also, which debt collectors or debt buyers are known to have missing and sloppy paperwork. You can use this information to put together a strategy to get permanent deletions of the debt and permanent waiving of that balance owed so that you owed nothing. And finally, if you're being sued, I've got you covered too with a what to do when you're being sued course. So see the link in my bio and in the comments to access the mini securitization course for free. I'm building out a hub of what you need, a debt defense hub to help you fight back against different types of debt collections. And my DIY clients have been using these and they have been winning. So if you're ready to take this journey with me, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new content that I'm getting ready to put out. And if you're curious about this whole concept of securitization or you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I would love to hear from you and I'm here to help. Thanks for sticking with me. I'm really excited about what's ahead. Let's get into it and start changing the way we think about debt and credit. See you in the next video.